Hey BC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here, just kind of sharing a couple of new finds and just kind of what I've been spending and listening to the past few days. Yeah, I mean, really kind of plain and simple. Just want to share a few things really quick. So let me just kind of jump right into it. Playing in the background here, what you're hearing is Alison Krauss and Union Station. This is Paper Airplane. This is definitely a really good album. Came out in 2011. Most people, well, at least I think, a lot of people, or maybe I should say, I was introduced to Alison Krauss through the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack. And so there's a lot of songs in here that really kind of play off a lot of the stuff that she did on that soundtrack, as well as Union Station. I mean, it's really kind of good, kind of a good mixture of modern day yet. I shouldn't even say that. Just really kind of old school twangy country music, just like the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack. Really good album though. I mean, great musicians. Here's a new one I just picked up, Jennifer O'Connor, and this is Over the Mountain and Across the Valley and Back to the Stars. Of course, that's had a big long title. Always looks nice in your database. Just kind of discovered her too. I have one more of her albums. I can't remember the name of it, but I got two of them, and really didn't know anything about her. I just recently went through and watched season 1 through 5 of Sons of Anarchy, because our season premieres is Tuesday, which I can't wait. I love that show to death. So I just thought I would just kind of go through and watch all the seasons again back to back. And there was a couple of songs on the show that she sang that just kind of caught my ear. And so I just, decided I need to check her out a little deeper, and this is the first album I picked up by her. Really good stuff. I mean, I think the cover really kind of sums up, what you hear on the album. Just kind of some, softer, mellow, I wouldn't necessarily say singer-songwriter type stuff, but somewhat on that feel. So nice to discover that new artist. I finally broke down and picked this up, which is Lee Morgan, the Cooker. I mentioned in a video a while back that this was one of my favorite album covers, where I didn't necessarily like the album as much, but I'd only kind of heard tidbits, like off of iTunes and stuff like that. But when I decided to go ahead and take the chance to just buy the album, I got it on sale, and it was really cheap. So I was like, let me go ahead and grab this. And sitting down and actually listening through it, it is so much better than with just the little clips that I got from it. So I was really happy this turned out to be a great album. So again, that's Lee Morgan, the Cooker. And again, love that album cover. It's just that blue note at its best. Was spending this a little earlier. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. So I don't have to say much about that. Just classic, old school Maiden there. And one of the reasons why I was spinning this is because, bam, tomorrow night, Iron Maiden and Megadeth. We'll get to see both of them for the first time tomorrow night. So that's awesome. Cannot wait. Also gave this a spin, Simple Minds. This is Once Upon a Time. This has one of my favorite songs by them, which is Alive and Kicking. Just really kind of good classic 80s stuff there. Chris Isaak. Another classic piece from back in the early 90s, I think. No, 89. Yeah, so I guess late 80s, early 90s. Of course, this is the one that had his classic, or probably biggest hit, which is Wicked Game. One of those songs that, you don't quite, at least I didn't quite understand when I was younger and thought it was the dumbest thing in the world, including the video. When you grow up, you start to get a little perspective and you realize, oh, Chris was a freak. So, great album, though. I was listening to a lot of Washed Out this past week, which is also something else that's exciting, because now I know I'm going to go see Washed Out coming up here in a few weeks, which is awesome. But it made me think about the group Small Black. I hadn't spun this album in a while. And this is The New Chain. Really good stuff, kind of that electronic new wave type sounding stuff. Had a friend that was over the other day, and they had never heard Shaday, which really just totally, completely blew my mind. So I gave this a spin, which is Love Deluxe. Really, really great album. Probably my favorite Shaday album. Favorite songs on here, or I should say, some of her more popular songs are on here, such as No Ordinary Love and Kiss of Life, Cherish the Day. Those were definitely bigger mainstream hits. But songs like Bulletproof Soul and Mermaid, I think were probably two of her best tracks of all time, which are on this album. So great stuff. Ben Harper and Innocent Criminals. This is Whitefly, another really good album. For those of you that are familiar with Ben Harper, this came out in 2007. Hadn't spun that one in a long time. I got in a Coldplay mood the other day. I was kind of doing stuff around the house, and I don't know, that song Paradise always gets me kind of energized, so gave that a quick spin. And then after listening to Coldplay, I had to do something manly to bring myself back up, so I put on a little Black Sabbath. This is Master of Reality. And of course, again, just another great album that kind of goes without saying. That's a classic. Also spun a little Hendrix. This is South Saturn Delta. And again, just more classic Hendrix stuff. All on the Watchtower. What else is on here that's pretty good? Here He Comes. That's also a great one. Midnight, also another great album or song off this album. So very good Hendrix stuff. Had to give The Crew a spin too. And this was actually pretty darn fun. It's just one of those albums, again, that you see it in your stack, you know it, you kind of know what's on it, but sometimes, like, until you actually throw it back on your turntable, you don't realize, like, holy cow, that album is slamming. And sure enough, I put this on the other day and listened to it from front to back, and I'm just like, man, The Crew is a real deal. I'm so glad I got to see them in concert last year when they opened for Kiss. Some more good classic 80s R&B. This is Full Force Smooth, which has my favorite song by them, which is Ain't My Type of Hype. So I gave that a spin the other day. Also did a little bit of spinning with some blues here. And so you have Sonny Boy Williamson, One Way Out. And again, I think the album cover gives you a pretty good idea of what you're getting there. It's kind of old school blues. Great stuff. Last but not least on the vinyl, Wilson Pickett. This is Greatest Hits, Best Of. Again, just absolute classic stuff there too. As you guys know from my recent video, Best Cover Songs, Wilson Pickett was my number one artist that I picked as far as cover songs of Hey Jude, which is not on this album, but this is really just kind of all of his core classics, most of his bigger hits, In the Midnight Hour, 6345789, Mustang Sally. This guy's voice is just a whole nother level, man, I tell you. Pickett was the man. Had a few CDs too, they're kind of scattered out with the different systems I was playing it on, so there was some Slayer I was listening to today, and some stuff with Sepultura, a few other things too, but we'll just save that for the next, what's spinning video. So there you go, VC, just some things I've been spinning and some new things I picked up over the last few days. Probably going to come back maybe here in a little bit, maybe tomorrow before I take off to the concert, because I am going to do a contest that I have coming up. Have an idea, trying to gather another prize as well. So, be on the lookout for the next day or so for the new contest being posted. All right, take care, VC, and we will talk to you soon as always.